Stephanie with stampwithstephanie.com, and this is the 4th project in my 2015 Freaky Friday Halloween series. It uses the pillow box die to create a candy holder. So to get started, oh, that's my cat, sorry. He wants to be on camera. Come here. To get started, you will need the pillow box die, and you don't just get the pillow box, you get lots of extras that can go with it. And we're going to use the pillow box, and then we're also going to use this larger square with the ends cut off. So I've already cut mine out. You'll need 2 of the pillow box die shapes. And the first thing I'm going to do is glue these 2 together. So you can see there is a score line here, and you'll put it together like this. You'll want to use some tear and tape to put these together so that it stays together. It's really strong adhesive. All right. Next, you'll want to crease these score lines a little. I cut 2 out at once, and it seemed to work on this die, so you can cut both of your shapes out, just as a side note. So you can see if you're going to put this together normally, it would go together sort of like this. So this is how it's supposed to be, but I wanted to cut the top part off so that I have just a treat holder like this. So to do that, you'll just fold this flat. Get your paper trimmer. And cut off however much you want. What I did was I lined up this edge to the 1-inch score line. And trimmed that off. So now you will want to glue the sides together and decide whichever side you want to be the front, and those flaps are going to go on top. So if this is my front, these flaps go on top. That just makes it look a little nicer. And I'll use tear and tape again. You might take a little more time than I'm going to attach these so it doesn't stick out. Alright, so there is the base of our box. Next thing, let's go ahead and stamp our image because we are using vellum and StazOn, so we need to give it a little bit of time to dry before we color in the pumpkins. So again, StazOn ink. The stamp set that I'm using is this one called A Little Something. There are stamps in here for Halloween, Thanksgiving, and Christmas, and fall, and just thinking of you, so a really versatile set. So again, I'm stamping this on a sheet of vellum. Okay, let's just set this aside to dry. So the next step is the ribbon, and this is Subtle Stripes Satin Ribbon. This is in the holiday catalog, and you need about 10 inches, I think a little bit less, but again, find the front of your box, and we're going to actually attach it starting in the front. So what I'm going to do is just use a glue dot or 2, on the end of the ribbon. I'm gonna actually do 2. And center that on the front of your box. Okay. And then just wrap it down around. And this is the way I like to measure, just by eyeballing it. And we're just gonna cut off a piece until it meets in the middle. And use a couple more glue dots. And attach it. Just like that. Okay, next you will want to use that square die I talked about earlier and cut out a shape, that shape in the black glimmer paper. And I think our image should be dry. I'm going to color in the pumpkins with Tangelo Twist. And punch that out with the 1 3/4 inch punch. My punch is old and it's a little bit hard to use. I need to get a new one, but it's the 1 3/4 inch punch circle. Now you could just attach this onto the glimmer paper, and I did that actually the first time I made this, but then it just didn't stand out enough. So I took a piece of vanilla, very vanilla cardstock, and just punched out the 1 3/4 inch circle here and layered these. And I just used a glue dot on the very top of the vellum. And that didn't seem to show through too bad. The problem with the vellum is that pretty much any adhesive you use will show through. But just one little glue dot in the top didn't look too bad to me. Use dimensionals to attach your circle to your glimmer paper square, and I'm using a lot of dimensionals. When you're trying to adhere things to glimmer paper, you just have to use lots of adhesive. It just has, things have trouble sticking to glimmer paper. Glue, or not glue dots, but dimensionals seem to work really well. Use a few more dimensionals on the back of this. And adhere it to the front of the box. Alright, and that's really it. You might want to fill it. I've used just some paper shreds. You could even use tissue paper. This is just some black cardstock that I cut up with my paper shredder. And then I put Sweet Tarts and some little Nerds and Laffy Taffy. So you can see it will hold quite a bit of candy. Alright. I have one more video coming up in my Freaky Friday series for this year, so stay tuned. It's a quick and easy last minute project. I hope you enjoyed. Thanks for watching.